Hello, my name's Julie Jones and I'm the Director of Social and Community Services in Westminster. I've been in Westminster for just over 20 years now and I still think it's the most exciting place to work in London. By the time you've heard from other people on this video, I hope you think the same too and we'd be very tempted to come and work with us.
Within Westminster, there are many opportunities for developing your career.
We've got an excellent training and development section.
People are there willing to help and support you to develop your skills and knowledge, and I think they're very helpful in sort of driving you forward in the direction that you want.
Whether that's becoming a manager if you're a frontline worker, or becoming a more senior manager if you're a manager.
Or it could be through their own personal development, looking for opportunities to develop their skills to in particular areas like project management. It might be for post-qualification for a social worker.
I feel Westminster gives everyone the opportunity to get on in terms of promotion. The opportunity is there for everyone to actually take it up if they so wish.
And not everybody wants to just go straight up the management line. So what we've invested in here is some opportunities for people to move around both the department and the council, sometimes on secondment, sometimes because they choose to take a sideways move.
So I started off as a care manager in a hospital environment in the south of the borough. I then, because of my childcare commitments, was able to move to another team, which was better for me in terms of transport, which I also really enjoyed, so that sort of flexibility was there for me to stay within Westminster, but also feel quite supported.
It's quite a flexible place to work.
In terms of the team I work in, which is now quite a large team, it's been very stable, and a lot of the posts have been filled from within. So a lot of the management posts are actually filled by people who've worked their way, or as they've become more experienced, have taken up positions.
So there's an opportunity for practitioners to move into other sorts of services that support social care, and perhaps they move back into practice at a later stage.
Westminster has been very supportive in my career development and has really enabled me to grow both as a care manager and as a team manager.
You need ongoing support to make a difference, I think.
I've certainly been supported very well. As a sort of young care manager, newly qualified, I had all the supervision I could need really to help me with my professional development.
We have a supervision policy which means that any staff member is entitled to have regular supervision with their manager.
My staff team that I manage are really positive, and I feel that I'm given the space to support them really well because I'm supported as a manager by senior management and I have good access to them.
And on top of that, we've got team development, so there are regular team meetings, opportunities to discuss things. Each team has a team development plan, and the individual plans feed into that.
People can have a chance to review their work, think about their own development and how they're progressing in the job.
It's certainly something that we've been commended for by the investors in people, inspectors, when they come and have a look at us.
Senior managers in Westminster are always willing to make themselves available to talk with frontline staff and share with frontline staff any current concerns they might have, or any issues where they feel staff need to be kept informed.
Senior managers are really approachable, that they're always there when you need them. People listen to you and there's always open debates, there's always room for negotiation. That's why I like working here.
The assistant director who managed our service was very easy to talk to and made herself very available for everyday discussions as well as sort of the sort of larger issues.
I can ring quite a senior manager based at City Hall, direct, and email contact is very straightforward. There isn't a sense of being separated from them.
I think most people's perceptions of Westminster is it's the House of Parliament and Buckingham Palace. And of course, whilst that is part of the City of Westminster, there's another part which many people don't necessarily think of. And certainly where I work, which is in the north of the city, there are some of the most deprived wards in the whole of the country.
So it's a city of great diversity, both cultural and racial diversity, but also extremes of wealth and poverty.
Yeah, Westminster's got a lot of different needs. There's quite a transient population in Westminster, a lot of different cultures, a lot of homelessness issues.
Some very frail and elderly people who've always lived in the heart of London, Soho for example, who are still hanging on there.
And within Westminster, within social services, individual members of staff want to make sure that, you know, we're very good at meeting cultural needs.
There's never a dull moment. I mean, there's, you know, going out and going around the area, that in itself is a pleasure.
It's second nature really that they should actually look at their diversity and want to meet people's needs.
We know that we need to reflect the diversity of our communities in our workforce.
The senior management team is certainly more female dominated than male.
You know, Westminster want to target a lot more black and Asian staff really, so that they can be represented within the staffing structure.
Yes, I do feel a part of this authority, and I'm glad to be part of an authority that is performing well.
I think we value kind of all the different things people bring. It's been one of our strengths really, that I think the people we offer a service to feel they can relate to us, because there's people with a variety of accents and backgrounds, and that helps.
I have actively seen the increase, you know, in the way in which Westminster is moving forward. So I feel encouraged by that. Yeah.
Well, we've done really well in terms of getting women into senior posts within the organisation. We have a woman director now. She succeeded our first woman director.
Westminster is certainly a department which welcomes applications from the whole community. And I know some people perhaps have a view of Westminster as being a rather stuffy, right-wing department, but that is not the case. I mean, Westminster employees increasingly reflect the community which Westminster represents.
So of all the City Council departments, Social and Community Service most reflects the diversity of our community, and I'm very proud of that.
We are a three-star authority, and that has not been achieved by accident or without very considerable effort. And we've worked very hard indeed to try and ensure that we are delivering the best possible services within available resources.
There is still quite a close link between the services we deliver and the feedback that we get from the people who, you know, in theory, who are we responsible to, and I really value that link, and that's still quite strong and is still quite protected here.
We know we're doing a good job, but not only do we know we're doing a good job, but that has been recognised outside as well, and that's been great.
I love working for an excellent authority.
Most of our social work staff are now based in just north of Marylebone Road, in what are fantastically newly refurbished premises. Absolutely state-of-the-art, and we're really proud of them.
It's a lovely environment now. We've got a new canteen, we've got very nice meeting rooms. We're right by the canal, which is nice, on the park, and we've got good workstations, good IT equipment and good IT support, which really helps us do our job well.
It's got wonderful access for people with disabilities and good facilities to interview people, arrangements for people who are bringing their children along. And it gives a really good message, I think, to the public that we value them, that we respect them, and that they should have good conditions in which to see us.
We've always been well enough resourced to meet the needs that are presented to us.
It's good for the staff morale, I think, as well. It helps them having enough space to work in and enough support to do the job well.
Leader of the Council has given us a new framework to work within as a City Council, delivering his civic renewal programme. Social and Community Services is very much a part of that civic renewal.
We welcome innovation, and we welcome suggestions about continuous improvement.
You will be given the opportunities to develop yourself. You will have a positive experience.
There's lots to do, there are lots of needs out there to meet, but we will help you grow your career. We will help you develop and take the next step when you're ready, and you'll be very well supported as you do that.
I feel Westminster work because it has worked for me, and I would positively encourage you to give it a try.
You'll be well supported by your manager and by the department as a whole. Your colleagues will also be positive and supportive towards you, and the resources will be there to enable you to do your job well.
As I said before, I have worked in other boroughs, and I find Westminster a breath of fresh air.
If you're considering where in London is the best place for me, I would say think Westminster first. And if you want more details, there are lots of other people that we've got here for you to hear from. And particularly if you're interested in adult services, please contact Bill Davis. And if you think your future lies with children's services, Trevor Moores will be here for you. We're never satisfied. We know we can do it better. Why don't you come and help us do that?